And is this car reliable? Yes and no. What is good, YouTube? Back with another video, back with another banger. As y'all seen by the title and the thumbnail, I'm gonna be doing a 70,000 miles review and also a 1 year review, because I have owned this car for 1 year. For all my new viewers, this is a 2021 Dodge Charger RT, Daytona edition. So let's go ahead and hop into the video. But real quick, if y'all will leave a like, comment, subscribe for me, and share. Turn on post notifications for anytime I post, y'all will get notified. I do drive this car as a daily car, and I travel a lot for work. So within 1 year, I have put about 30 to like 35,000 miles on this car. I bought it when it was at around 32,000, and I'm now sitting at like 66,000, almost 70,000 miles. So I do drive this car a lot, and obviously with driving the car a lot, I will face more problems than someone that kind of drives it on a weekend basis or something like that. Just keep that in mind. My first problems I had with this car was my thermostat and radiator. So my thermostat got kind of wore down and got stuck, which caused my radiator to crack and bust. I have a picture of how it looked right here, and that was when I saw that, bro. It was like a lot of coolant everywhere, and I was kind of confused on what it was. Took it to the Dodge dealership. They did a diagnostic on it. I did have warranty on the car, so they were able to replace that for me. I paid just my deductible, which was $200. So yeah, so it was a radiator and the thermostat. Second problem I have faced with this car is so I'm gonna come show y'all. So, and I still have this problem going on currently. So when it rains, I get a lot of leakage right here. The fuck, my bad. Anyway, when it rains, I get a lot of leakage right here. So like water leaks in here, and I have tried to change a weather strip on it. I done checked my sunroof. I done did everything, and I still cannot figure out what's the problem. So I might just have to take it to a mechanic, because this is I'm starting to smell like mold and like mildew right here, because it gets like a lot of moisture on this carpet, and it's leaking from here and getting down here. I have a picture of one day I came out after a really rainy day right here, and it was just a puddle of this rainwater, and I was like, what the hell? And that problem actually started occurring around maybe around the same time, the 45 to 50,000 miles mark. Like I said, I changed a weather strip right here that runs alongside of here. Oh shit. Yeah, it's a weather strip that runs alongside of here that I changed, thinking that probably was the problem. It ended up not being a problem. So I mean, I still get rain in there, but it wasn't as bad as how it was before. So that probably fixed some of it, but it's still obviously something that's going on in there. So that's the second problem I faced with this car. Now the third problem I have faced with this car is I had I don't know what it was called, but it was something that set along here that popped off, and it actually fell onto my belt of my car. And surprisingly, this one day I just came to like look, because I like to check my engine a lot, just check under here, just make sure there's nothing out of the ordinary going on. And it was actually sitting on here, and it created from this belt running on there, it made a hole into the little piece I'm talking about. I don't know if I have a picture of it. If I do, I will put it on here. So that was one of the third problems I had. Not saying that was a major problem, but it could have been something major, because it did fall onto my belt and I didn't notice it, and it could have, you know, damaged my belt or something like that. So falling pieces of this cheap ass shit they put on here from Dodge. So that was the third problem. So the fourth problem has been I cannot keep, it's a hose that run alongside under here. I don't know if I won't be able to see it. So it's for your windshield fluid. So before, I thought my windshield fluid was empty, so I filled it up and I tried to spray it. It wasn't working. So then I thought it was probably the sprayers. The sprayers were working. So the problem is there's a hose that run alongside of that obviously your windshield wiper fluid go through. See, I think it comes from here if I'm not mistaken. So this, it comes through, and it keeps getting disconnected right in that middle somewhere, because my engine obviously vibrates, and I'm thinking that hose connection is just like kind of weak, so I need to find something to keep it intact next time I put it in, because I'm not able to use my windshield wiper fluid. Like I said, not really a big deal, but obviously when I do travel a lot, so I like to keep my windshield kind of clear. But I mean, it is what it is. So another problem I have ran into was I had an problem with my active exhaust. So the little spring in there, I don't know, it broke off or got loose, which was causing my exhaust to do a lot of rattling. I have a video of that too right here. And it rattled and rattled and rattled. So that was another problem I ran into. And those active exhausts actually go out pretty common in these cars. I don't know why. And for you to even fix that part, the part itself is like I think $500 to $800. So what I did is I just welded my I welded the valves open, and it's just open. So now whenever I drive it sounds like it's always on sport mode, but it's not. So that was another problem I ran into. It was a pretty easy fix. I paid $160 to get it welded open. You can either do that or you can replace the whole part. It's up to you. It really doesn't cause anything, so I would advise just to weld them open and call it a day, because really the active exhaust does really nothing at all. So you're gonna spend almost $1,000 to fix something that you could fix for $160. So that was another problem I ran into. Like I said, it's not really anything besides the thermostat and the radiator. Everything else is kind of more like a no, that flood is kind of bad, so I'm not gonna lie, the flood's kind of bad, but all that's bad. I ain't gonna lie, all that's bad. But those have been the only problems I have ran into. The engine still is good. It still sounds healthy. I do change my oil around the when it get to 30%, that's when I try to change my oil. I really wanted to make it into changing my oil every 3,000 miles, but I don't. So I try to at least don't let it get below 30%. If I can make it to 40 and kind of change it then I would do that too. What else for y'all boys? Oh, so far I have changed my front rotors and pads. I have changed it. I actually bought the back ones too. I have not changed those yet because they weren't wore down, but my front rotors was wore down around like probably I think the 50,000 mile mark too. I should have low-key made a 50,000 mile video. So around 50,000 miles, I did have to change my rotors and my brake pads. I bought them off Amazon. I'll put it up here too. That was one thing I had to do with the car, because they were warped. I mean, if I was going any longer, then they probably would have cracked or something like that. That wouldn't have been good either. So yeah, that's something I had to change too. So I have replaced the tires. I bought some brand new tires from Discount Tires. I spent probably roughly around $1,000 on my tires altogether, and that was $275 all the way around because I needed some new tires. And yeah, I did that at the same time as me changing my my rotors and my brake pads. Insurance. So insurance is still around the same price it was last time I made my video prior to this. So insurance is $500. I do pay $500 in insurance. No, I have no tickets. Well, I didn't have tickets at the time. Now I just gained one. Gas. So with gas, bruh, I spend around $50 to $100 on gas every week. This depends. I mean, last week I spent $50. It lasted me all week until recently, where I had to put another $50 in. And I'm still on the same $50 I've been on since the past 3 days. So gas, I've only spent around $50 to $100 a week, which that's roughly probably $400 a month on gas. So gas is really a good thing. I don't spend an overly amount on gas. Not saying that this car don't eat a lot of gas, because it do. Now, just depending on how you drive this car, you can spend, I mean, I hear people spend $100 100, 150 every week, and that's just how they drive the car. If you're speeding it, then definitely you're gonna spend more on gas. Mind y'all, like I said, I do drive this car as a daily. I drive it everywhere. I have drove it from Houston to Kansas, back to Houston. I done drove it to Dallas, back to Houston. I done drove it to, man, Louisiana. I have drove it a lot of places. So this car is always on the move. So y'all got to keep that in mind, that I do drive this car a lot. So for me driving this car a lot, I will say it has been pretty reliable. Now, I will say there are better reliable cars. Would I recommend this as something to travel with, something to drive with on a daily basis? No. I'm gonna say no. Only reason I'm gonna say no is because dealing with these cars, especially with having a V8, it's looked at as a performance car. Now, I'm probably not the fastest performance car, but it's still a performance car. It's not really a car that is supposed to be used as a you know, a daily. You can use it as a daily, don't get me wrong, but it's not like going to buy a Honda or going to buy a Toyota or something like that, where you're not going to run into problems. Obviously, this is a, you know, a sports car in that fact, so you're still going to run into sport car problems. But I will say, for me, taking it across damn near from Houston all the way up to Kansas, it did pretty good, so I can't complain too much. But yeah, I still like the car, and we still got, I mean, this engine is not even broken in yet. We barely at 70,000, so we still got a lot to see in the future, but you know, it is what it is. So if you like this video, leave a like, comment, subscribe, turn on the post notifications for any time I post. Y'all will get notified. And yeah, let me know what else videos y'all want to see down in the comments, and let me know if I didn't explain anything correctly, or if y'all have any questions in the comments I can answer, you feel me? Because I know I'm not really that good at explaining things on camera. I talk a lot. So yeah, we're gonna nigga see my car one time and do all that bullshit. But anyway, we're gonna wrap up the video, and yeah, I'm out.
Double, I got starry roof. Take a smile, but I'm dying. I cannot let you